This might be one of the only games in Warhammer 3 I've seen Orion and Ariel taken together, and leave it to Flying Taco to bust out a legendary build like this, although Orion is currently away in the corner of the map alongside some, whoa, Glade Riders, as I zoom a little bit too far there. We've got more Glade Riders spears here, we've got some Eternal Guards and some Dryads. Better slow down as the High Elves are advancing quickly. Got some Starfire Shafts as well, Deepwood Scouts, looks like Wild Hunters of Kurnos there, defending the right flank with Ariel. Ithilmar Chariots, very interesting choice. I actually like it quite a bit. Ithilmars historically have been pretty solid, actually. Kind of an underrated unit for High Elves. No AP, but, you know, need AP against Wood Elves. 42 melee defense plus 110 armor makes them actually very tanky against certain threats. Decent weapon strength and charge bonus. Not, again, non-AP, but still very good. Some Shadow Warriors here to help trade the Skirmish game, Spearmen, and plenty of cavalry, Silver Helms, and Dragon Princes, with Teclis leading the way. Let's see here. A lot of mobility and just charge pressure from the High Elves here, so let's see how that goes. Ithilmar Chariot going to get countercharged immediately by the Wild Hunters of Kurnos as they kind of YOLO in here to the Dryads. Looks like they didn't quite get the pull-out order in time, and now they do have the pull-out order, and they're going to take some damage in the process. Nice block of Doom from Teclis here as well to kind of respond to that. Orion coming in from the side. It's going to take quite a while. Did he have 90 speed in Warhammer? At the end of Warhammer 2, I want to say something like that. Anyway, we see a nice explosion. Awakening of the Woods here from Ariel. I believe she has that special 100% AP version, which did some pretty good damage and helped slow those Dragon Princes, but Deepwood Scouts now vulnerable to getting charged. We're going to see the Wild Hunters kind of counteract that a little bit here. Another Flock of Doom set beautifully by Teclis. Or no, Soul Stealer here, actually. Yeah, Soul Stealer from Ariel is going to hit those Dragon Princes, and with the follow-up from the Wild Hunters, that is too much for them to bear. Eliminating that high-value unit quickly is definitely going to be important, but Wild Hunters now kind of sandwiched here in the middle, stuck by another unit of Dragon Princes. Got some supporting spears collapsing from the other side. Flock of Doom once again going down, so they are in a heap of trouble. They took a bunch of burst damage right there, trying to overrun into the Shadow Warriors, but it's probably too late. With some Hounds of Orion, though, as the man himself shows up to try and save the day. He's going to drop his little bombardment as well. I generally find that these AoE damage abilities for Orion are probably not worth it. Like, let's see. We can get a quick read on the value here. Basically one use of each of those. Like 300 value. I guess that's about right. What are they, like 150 each? So maybe they just pay for themselves on the one cast, and you still get the one bonus cast, so I guess that's worth it from a pure value standpoint. But anyway, Blade Riders, Spears, continuing to try and chase those Ithilmar Chariots who had gotten loose and are now just marauding the Deepwood Scouts there. We're going to see another Soul Stealer on the Shadow Warriors. Interesting. Just trying to get rid of them. It does kind of catch the tail end of these Silver Helms as well, so it will affect them. At least get value of a double cast there. Ariel also moving through, using her single entity power. She causes terror. Got 50 melee defense, 440 weapon strength. No pushover by any means. So the two of them, power couple, fighting together for the good of Wood Elven kind. Got this, no doubt, some designs here to burn down the forest or something evil. I don't know. Yeah, the High Elves here. Love the color scheme as well. But Spearmen and Dragon Princes collapsing once more. Another beautiful Awakening of the Woods. Again, doesn't do a ton of damage, but a little bit of damage, and also that speed slow, in particular, down to 46. It's helping control those movements a little bit better. Hit by like one or two more volleys, perhaps. But there's just so much cavalry for the High Elves, along with the Ithilmar Chariot. Huge credit to the High Elf player here for their micro of all of these mobility units. They've been able to keep most things moving, and for the most part have been able to savage most of the infantry here for the Wood Elves. Like, pretty much all their skirmishers shut down. We've got, what, just one half-health unit of Eternal Guard pretty much at this point. And there's basically nothing else in terms of the line troops for the Wood Elves. So it's going to be up to Orion and Ariel to carry this themselves. Orion's doing his best right now as he just absolutely garrots Teclis. Just spearing him, Olympic javelin throwing him, just making Teclis very miserable. And that's the thing when you're running from Orion, is as long as he has a clear path and can continue throwing his javelins, There's not really much getting away from him, but he does get stopped up here. You can see him trying to wind up for a throw. Goes for a little melee attack there and unleashes the Hounds of Orion to try and help bail himself out. But Trusty Dryad returned for mount, also going to rear charge here, help get rid of those spearmen. Meanwhile, Aerial's again out here just kind of tangling with routing units, you know, helping to contribute a little bit of extra damage value in melee, and especially by terror routing away these units. Yeah, definitely helps in the long term. But back to Orion's pursuit. Teclis going to throw down another Clock of Doom here. Try and break the last of those Eternal Guard. Dragon Princess going after routing Dryads is great, but then, again, who's accounting for Orion? Nice crossbody throw, wow. Look at that. Like an NFL quarterback. Anyone else getting ready for football season? Any of you non-Americans out there enjoy some good old American football? A lot to be learned, actually, about formations and deployment, I would say, for Total War watching American football. That's a story. Topic, I should say, for another day. But anyway, a little bit of regrowth there on those Dragon Princes out in the distance as they try and rally together. Again, help finish off some of those tattered units. Orion and Aerial form up together. We're going to fight back to back against what remains of the High Elves. Orion throwing his javelins here, just absolutely punishing Teclis quite heavily. And another Soul Stealer coming in. Yeah, so looks like Aerial's been dedicating... Ooh, yeah. High Elves tried to avoid it, but ended up just, again, getting clipped right on the edge. And that should finish off this unit of Dragon Princes, actually. But, yeah, Aerial just going all in on the Soul Stealers. She does have Berry Wine, which she's already used, but didn't bring any other spells except just Soul Stealer for healing herself and dealing damage. Makes a lot of sense. Orion keeping that bombardment, that Hawk's Talon until the late game. Pretty smart. Hawk's Talon, sort of a weak version of Searing Doom. Very good against cavalry, especially, because their models don't get knocked around by it, and they will get, like, one model is larger, right? So they will get hit by more of the bombardment missiles. It's just really good against cavalry in general. Yeah, even that little weaker bound version still was able to generate some value there, kind of pressure them away. Let's continue fast forwarding, though, as the High Elves are going to try and kite a little bit here. Another clutch Soul Stealer, able to just fully finish off one unit of Dragon Princes. The other unit also suffering once again. We're going to see another regrowth, so we'll continue fast forwarding as Orion and Aerial keep fighting here. Aerial's getting a little bit low, but another Hounds of Orion. Didn't realize, I guess, 3 charges on that. Interesting. The Chariots also trying to get in here and do their work, but they're gonna end up paying a pretty significant price here. This is the issue. I mean, the High Elves can try and cycle charge all they want, and they will. But even Orion here, although he's taking so much damage, about half HP, he's still got, critically, the Cloak of Isha, which means that it's going to be really hard for the High Elves to actually finish him off here. Even if they can bring his HP down significantly, it'll be basically impossible. I mean, there's no units here that really have enough burst damage to finish Orion, especially Shadow Warriors using the last of their ammunition. And, I mean, it's just High Elf Spearmen. They're a good unit, don't get me wrong, but in a surround against Orion, I don't think they have enough DPS, especially tired as they are, exhausted and everything. I don't think they'll be able to finish him off. They might be able to finish Aerial, though. Let's see. I might be eating my words, but it's just once that Cloak of Isha activates, he's going to have so much resistance. He's already 20% physical resistance baseline. He gets another 20% from Cloak of Isha. I mean, 40 melee defense is not great, but all that combined here. Aerial not being unbreakable, she's going to rout, and Teclis and the Dragon Princess actually finish her off. I feel like Orion should get like an enrage buff. He just goes completely ape after witnessing that. But yeah, he's going to kind of defend her body here from the last of the High Elves. And like I said, it's just High Elf Spearmen at the end of the day. And we're now in range of Cloak of Isha. So I'll keep his card here. You can kind of see it momentarily kind of popping and leaving as it heals him that sort of 1 percentage point of HP he needs to get past its threshold. So yeah, basically just not taking any damage. Late game Orion is not something you want to be fighting with basically no resources, and even though army losses pretty much kicks in, more or less, Orion's technically unbreakable, so it doesn't really matter right now. But yeah, I mean, this will go on for some time, but these high elf units just absolutely lack the DPS, especially in this late game. Ooh, Teclis might not, though. He actually moves in, gets some pretty good damage on Orion, gets Orion down around 1,000 HP, but look, Visha's still active, obviously. Ooh, a nice hit there, point-blank volley from the Shadow Warriors. Maybe this is what the high elves need to try and finish him, but no. Again, back up over 1,000. And we'll rinse and repeat, watching his HP. Ooh, got down to like 700 there. 600, maybe? Maybe Teclis? No, and then Teclis takes a huge steel chair to the face. Multiple hits in a row. Regrowth on himself, but he's heal capped, and that's going to be... well, Shiro, I would imagine. I don't know, Ryan getting down to 600, 700 now. He is approaching his healing cap somewhat. Still got quite a bit more cap space left. Ooh, Teclis taking another big chunk there. Orion charges into the Shadow Warriors, and yeah, the leadership of the High Elves falters. It ended up being pretty close, I will say. A lot closer than I thought it would be. Ryder Rohan is the High Elf player here, I didn't realize. But yeah, Teclis almost able to finish it off there, but Orion just too much of a Chad. 5,100 damage value. That's crazy. That's like getting close to, not quite, but close to half the damage value. Or Ryder Rohan's army was done by Orion himself. 22,000 damage dealt, just absolutely insane. Orion in the right situation is a beast for sure. Nice to see a good performance from Ariel too. She's a relatively uncommon pick, but here was able to prove very effective against what Ryder Rohan brought. One Eternal Guard also punching up super well. One Starfire Shaft also over 1,000 damage values, so it's pretty much Orion and a couple of low-tier troops. Wild Hunters of Kronos also managed to pay for themselves in the short time they were alive. But likewise, on Ryder Rohan's side, we see massive damage value on some of these Spearmen, Shadow Warriors, the Tirnoch Chariot. Love that pick. Absolutely fantastic in this matchup. It's a little tech piece. But then this Dragon Prince is obviously 2,600 and 145 kills. 130 kills too on the other Dragon Prince. When you go over 100 kills, 137 on this Tirnoch Chariot, over 100 kills versus Wood Elves is impressive, considering they're probably one of the lower end of average model count armies. That is quite impressive. So, fun one for sure. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you like this sort of content, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.